all my lengths, I'm going to put those into my table, okay, so that I can have data. So paintbrush number 1 was 3 inches. Paintbrush number 2 was 3 3/4 inches. Paintbrush number 3 was 4 3/4. Paintbrush number 4 was 3 2/4. Paintbrush number 5 was 4 1/4. Paintbrush number 6 was also 4 1/4. Paintbrush 7 was 4 2/4. Paintbrush 8 was 3 2/4 inches. That's a 2. Paintbrush number 9 is 4 2/4 inches. And paintbrush 10 was 4 3/4 inches. Okay, so it says that we are going to record our measurements in the data, which we did, and then we are going to plot our line plot, okay? So here's my line plot, and if I remember, it's 2 1/4, 2 2/4, 2 3/4, and then 3 inches, 3 1/4 inches, 3 2/4, 3 3/4, 4 inches, 4 1/4, 4 2/4, 4 3/4, and then 5 inches. So let's see what we can do here. So if I zoom out a little bit so I can see everything. Now remember, these numbers below, those are our lengths. My X's represent the pencils that are each length. Sometimes we get confused between the lengths and our X's and what those mean, okay? So paintbrush number 1, I'm gonna put, it's 3 inches. So I have one paintbrush that's 3 inches. 3 3/4 is paintbrush number 2. I'm gonna check that off. Now I want my X's to be relatively at the same spot so it looks really neat. Paintbrush number 3 is 4 3/4. Okay. Paintbrush number 4 was 3 2/4 inches. Paintbrush number 5 was 4 1/4 inch. Paintbrush number 6 was also 4 1/4. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put one right above, nice and neat, so that if I have to line up others, I can see how many. Paintbrush number 7 was 4 2/4. Paintbrush number 8 was 3 2/4. Paintbrush number 9 was 4 2/4. And paintbrush number 10 was 4 3/4. Okay. So if I had questions for you, I would probably ask which paintbrushes were the longest, and you would say, well, there were 2 paintbrushes that were 4 1/4 inches, 2 that were 4 2/4, and 2 that were 4 3/4. Okay, so, oh, I take that back. If I asked you which were the longest, you would say that there were 2 pencils that were both 4 3/4 inches. The question that I just answered for you right before this was how many pencils had the same lengths. And you can see that 2 pencils both had 3 2/4. 2 pencils both had 4 1/4. 2 pencils both had 4 2/4 inches, and 2 pencils both had 4 3/4 inches. If I said choose one length that no pencils were, you would say, well, there are no pencils that were 2 1/4 inch, but you can give me a lot more than that. Okay? See, when I'm making a video and I'm already 10 minutes in, I can't start over if I make a little mistake. So just remember, teachers make mistakes too, so bear with me. Okay, so the next part is the structure guided practice. I want you to do this on your own. You have your ruler. Remember that you are going to be starting at 0. Remember, each of those ticks represent a fourth. I also wanted to show you another ruler that you might be using instead. Okay, so if we look at this, here I'm going to show you here so that you can see it a little bit better. I showed you, I marked it in green. So you see a lot of tiny little tick marks on here, but the ones that I want you to focus on are the ones that partition your inches into fourths. So I put those in green. They're the little ticks that are longer than the others. So you see that we start right at 0 measuring, and this is 1/4 inch, 2/4 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 1 2/4 inches, 1 3/4 inch, 2 inches, 2 1/4, 2 2/4, 2 3/4 inches, 3 inches. So if you're using a ruler like this instead of the ruler that they gave you in the book, you can see that those line up exactly, okay? So each of these tick marks represents your fourths, those longer ones, okay? All right, so today when you're all done, I want you to upload for me page 292 in your book. So I'll type that down, page 292, because I want to see the line plot that you created for the spatulas that you are going to measure as your final check for understanding. Okay, so I can't wait to see that on Seesaw. All right, my friends, if you have any questions, hopefully you can find me at my office hours at 10. Okay? All right, have a good day.